to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Feel like Mr. Rogers this morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Could you be my, would you be my, won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like this morning, you guys. I'm feeling like Mr. Rogers, Barney, Sesame Street. Feeling like all of that this morning. The design on the shirt, this is it's a Nike, I think. No, it's Adidas. Oh, Reebok. It's just a triangle. Maybe let me put on some glasses so I can see. So I can see you. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Marty Casey. How are you? How you gonna join me on a day like today? Today is just a day, Marty. It's one of them days. Good morning, Stace. Good morning, Stace. Steve was needing you yesterday. Steve was getting attacked at the table, man. Is T with you? If so, tell T I said good morning. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? Oh, I can see. You know what? I was up yesterday. I need to start. You know, self-care is important, and I talk about self-care at this table all the time, and then I don't do self-care. I don't take care of myself the way that I should, right? So I'm preaching to you guys, and I'm not following my own advice. Good morning, Adrian. I see you. Good morning. Glad to see you here today. Okay. Well, anyway, good morning to T. I don't take care of myself. I was up. Good morning, T. I was up all night not crocheting. What did I do? Knitting this hat all night. And when I looked up, it was 2:00 in the morning, dang near. When I looked up, finished with the hat. I'm not finished with it though, actually, because I'm going to put some tassels at the top. I think that's what I was going to do. I was going to put a flower here, but I'm going to put tassels. I looked up and it's 2:00 in the morning. And when you don't go to sleep, when you're supposed to go to sleep, your next day doesn't start the way it's supposed to start because you're tired because you didn't get any sleep. We got things to do, people. We got things to do. And I woke up this morning and I have, Rose, yesterday I had a busy day. It was so good though. And good morning, Maya. So glad you're here this morning, Maya. Yesterday was such a good day in the sense that I woke up in the morning and, you know, self-care. I keep preaching self-care. How are you guys taking care of yourself? I want you to put that in the comments. I want you to put that in the comments. While I'm talking, I need you to add, how are you intentionally taking care of yourself right now? Because there are days where it really right now it's ebbing and flowing. Some days are really good days, and I'm like, yes, I got this. You know, we're safer at home. We're staying at home. I have my mask. I have my hand sanitizer. Yesterday, I bought some spray hand sanitizer, some aerosol hand sanitizer. I've got my mask, my hand sanitizer. I've got my apocalyptic mask, and then I have my regular masks, my paper masks, the disposable ones. Then I have cloth masks. Look, I was walking in Lowe's yesterday past some hazmat suits. Basically, I was started to buy it, but I did not buy the hazmat suit. I don't think I'm going anywhere where I need a hazmat suit yet. So I have all of this stuff, right? And in my mind, I'm ready. I'm ready to be at home. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing my nails. I'm doing my hair. Look, I gave myself my version of a pedicure, which means that I just polished my toenails, right? I don't ever do that stuff. I'm taking care of myself. And then I'm not taking care of myself. I'm going outside every single day. I'm taking 2 to 3 walks every day, but I'm walking around the block. How many times can I walk past that same house? I'm taking care of myself, but I'm not taking care of myself. I'm getting bored. And on those days when I'm bored, I'm like, yeah, I don't feel good. My throat hurts. My head hurts. I'm just hurting. I'm tired. My back hurts. You know, on those bad days, they are really bad days. So yesterday I woke up. It wasn't the best day. My stomach was very, very upset. I ended up taking some of them pills that were sitting, you know, in front of us yesterday. Afterwards, I was like, I need this Pepto-Bismol right now. I ended up taking some Pepto-Bismol. I woke up the boy and I'm like, hey, let's get out of here. Let's go. We got to go. We're going to go pick some peaches today. And he got up. We had been up the night before until 4 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, Mom, I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Sleep in the car. Let's go. So we get up and we go out to pick peaches. Now, the peaches were all gone by the time we got there. Not gone, like there were still peaches on the tree, but they weren't the ones that were ready to be picked. So the good ones had already been all picked. And they warned us of that when we walked in. But we picked blackberries and nectarines and some things that look like crab apples, but maybe they were just apples that aren't really fully developed yet. I don't know. And we did pick 1 or 2 peaches, but they're hard as can be. So they're, you know, not really ready to be picked. We had a ball and it started to rain. We kept feeling drops coming down. And when we picked the blackberries, I'm like, look at those clouds, son. We need to go to the nectarine section so we can get some nectarines. And there's people there. It's not empty, but we had our masks to go in. And then I asked the people, hey, do you have rules about this mask? Once we get there, what are your rules? And they said, no, once you get into the orchard, you can take the mask off. So almost everybody had their mask on most of the time. And anytime we were passing each other, we would put our masks on. But people stayed more than 6 feet apart. I was on one whole row of blackberries by myself. Good morning, Crystal. Yes, honey, my hair is various different colors of purple. Yes, it is. I'm a purple princess right now. Purple queen. So we stayed socially distanced. So we had our masks off while we were very far away from everyone. And then whenever we had to pass someone, we would put our mask up. And then the rain clouds started coming in. And I'm like, look, we came for peaches. We're going to get nectarines, but we're still stuck in the blackberry section. So we go over, we get some nectarines, we come home. It was then we stopped at Lowe's, blah, 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 right? It was so refreshing to get out of the house. Good morning, Sean Turnage. And that boy, when we got back in the car, after having picked the nectarines, you see, I'm stuck on peaches. After having picked the nectarines and the blackberries, we got in the car and he looks at me and he says, Mom, can I have a hug? I'm like, yeah, of course, man. Now we're hot as hell. Both of us are hot and sweaty, right? Now it was good, a cool breeze, so it was good, but we were both hot and sweaty. And he leans over in the car to hug me. He's like, oh my God, your back is so wet. Yeah, boy, it's hot outside. It's hot. So I got home and I felt so good. I had other stuff to do, guys. I had so much stuff that I needed to get done yesterday. Good morning, Darlene at the table. Good morning, Darlene. Thank you for taking some time out this morning. I had so much stuff to do, but yesterday I had to pull it all back and I had to self-care. I had to take care of myself yesterday. And then I sit down, still stuff to do. I cook dinner and then I sit down from about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and I knit. I have stuff to do. But right now, my anxiety is telling me knit. Knit. And so now I'm figuring out today, what do we do? So let me see what you guys are saying for your self-care, because this is so important. We talk about it at this table all the time. We have so much stuff going on. And then I look back in my Facebook feed, you know how Facebook sends you memories? Why was I talking about Black Lives Matter in 2016? Why was I explaining in 2016 that if I say Black Lives Matter, I don't mean that your life doesn't matter? Why was that explanation why is that explanation today still having to be given when this whole Black Lives Matter movement started at least 4 years ago when I climbed aboard? Now, it probably started before that. Stace says, I get up in the morning and start my day. That's not self-care, Stace. That's not self-care. Marty has 3 masks in the car. I look like I'm selling them. Marty, girl, look, I've got my apocalyptic mask. I've got the two disposable masks, and then 1 cloth mask in the car at all times. The apocalyptic one doesn't stay in the car. It's crazy, but we got to be safe. And I had a whole backpack. You know how your purse is usually like all this stuff, right? Yesterday, I took my wallet out of my purse. I have this little bitty kid's backpack. I put the wallet in the kid's backpack, and then I packed up toilet paper, but the little tissue packs, right? So in case we have to go to the bathroom, we'll bring our own toilet paper. Clorox wipes, in case we have to go to the bathroom, we will sanitize before we go. And then hand sanitizer, alcohol prep pads instead of the hand sanitizer. And then still hand sanitizer in addition to that. All of that in my backpack. The only purse thing I had was a wallet. That's it. Pam is doing daily workouts, losing a bunch of weight. And I've been trying to be really conscious and aware of stressors. And I think the hard thing for me, Pam, is that sometimes I'm doing all of these other things. And so I'm not aware that I am still stressed. I don't mentally feel the stress, but my body is still feeling it. Subconsciously, I guess I am. Stacey says, T was so bored yesterday, she didn't know what to do with herself. Me, I can go to Safeway, Lowe's. I mess around in the garage, in the backyard. Yeah, see, I'm with T. Yes, children do spell love time, Marty. Knit and nails. Yes, Darlene. But what are you doing, Darlene? What are you doing? You're busy too. We all taking on these new jobs when we during this coronavirus. I'm coming out of it knitting and helping the boys sell candles and doing tea time. Darlene is coming out of it, creating a party in people's yards. Like we don't have other things that we do daily, right? Yes, it is. If I don't mind, if you don't, your mind starts running and the world comes closing in on me. Depression starts to eat it, right? These last 3 days have been hard. 100+ days are wearing on me. I'm fronting like I'm in a great mood, but I'm not. Right, Steve. So how do we deal with that? How do we? Oh, wait. That was Adrian said she's losing weight. That's Adrian. Pam is like, that ain't me. That ain't me. I ain't losing weight. That's Adrian. Adrian, I see it. Pam was like, get it straight, girl. Get it straight. I wish. That ain't me. That's that youngin'. But Pam, you're getting stronger. Sometimes it's not about losing weight. It's about getting stronger. Darlene says, I'm doing lots of organizing in my home, and that lack of clutter in my house is making my brain relax. That's true. I know you're doing lots of organizing. I'm about to benefit from your organizing. Good morning, Sylvia. Sylvia in the house. Good morning. Maya says, well, I took off work because sis mentally and physically tired. You know what? And at the beginning of this whole thing, I'm like, why do you have to take off work when you're staying at home anyway? What you gonna do? What else you gonna do? This morning, I feel like I'm calling in sick. I don't feel like working. And that's what I'm saying. So at the very beginning, and Maya is crafting. Awesome, Maya. Awesome. At the very beginning of our tea time conversations, we talked about self-care, and we did a whole week every day talking about self-love and self-care. And then we stopped talking about it. And periodically we throw it back into the conversation. But it gets overwhelming, right? The conversation is overwhelmingly Black Lives Matter, overwhelmingly idiot in the presidential office, overwhelmingly coronavirus, overwhelmingly how do we change the world? And changing the world is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We're having these tea time conversations. Some of us who have never really been strong activists. I want to say that we have all been in our own rights, doing our own thing in our communities. But have we really been organized? Have we been intentional about it? Some of us has. I know you at the table, Marty. Some of us have. But some of us have not been doing doing things the way that others have, being the leading activist in the community. Some of us have not been doing that. Some of us have been, in our circles, and I'm not saying bubbles, but in our circles and active in our circles. And now we're expanding that circle, right? And good morning, Suli. You never late, so you get a pass. I have to constantly remind folks that time off right now is crucial. You know what? I have to remind myself, Darlene, you gonna quit talking about wait, do I need a formal long gown? Look, we're gonna have to have that conversation outside of tea time, but child, you're gonna have to grow 2 feet or so if you're asking me if I need a gown. I can't take your gown. I need you to be about 2 feet taller for me to take your gown. And I'm not ragging on your height. I'm just saying your gown probably would be a mini dress on me. It won't work. It won't work. Now, unless you're talking to Marty about needing the gown, but I'm going to need y'all to have that conversation offline, honey. You at tea time right now. We ain't talking about clothes. Y'all know I love you. I have to constantly, yes, Rose says, right, we need to check in to see where we are mentally every now and then, right? And Steve, how do we help you? How do you, Steve, start focusing on self-care right now? Because it is going to ebb and flow. It's 100+ days. You're right. It's too much time for us to be holed up in our homes, for us to be masked. Yesterday, a girlfriend of mine asked me again, did anybody look at you like you were crazy? Did anybody look at you like you were crazy when you were in the store with your big apocalyptic mask on? I said, no, this is the norm now. It doesn't look crazy. It is the norm. People probably looking at me like, oh, where can I get one of those? I'm trying to live too. We're all out here today just trying to live. Now, we've been trying to live for a long time, and we've had odds stacked against us. Some of us at the table have had odds stacked against us, and now we have even more odds stacked against us. And sometimes that reality is stressor enough. No matter how okay you are, no matter how much you're taking care of yourself, the reality that there are more odds stacked against you now, that you're not just fighting against the oppression. You're not just fighting for your civil rights. You're fighting for your life right now. Everybody is. People who are not used to fighting for their lives. People who are not used to walking out of the house and being afraid are now also afraid. Different reasons, but afraid. And our fear factor just went up. Marty says, I have a surprise. I have just declared an international holiday to celebrate justice and legacy for our Black men and women who have fallen to gun violence and police brutality. It will be police brutality. It will be introduced on August 9th. Awesome, Marty. Congratulations, Marty. Now, see, I just want everybody else at the table to know. I said that some of us at the table are finding our activist voices, right? In different ways. We are all doing something in different ways, right? All of us. And at one point, we talked about you don't have to be out at the protest in order to protest. You don't have to be leading the march to show your disdain for the system. You don't have to be doing that. You can be writing letters. You can be making phone calls. You can be sitting at the table having difficult discussions. You can be leading difficult discussions or participating in difficult discussions with your family members. You don't have to be on the front line in this fight. We need front line, middle line, and back line. We need all of that. But Marty is on the front line and has always been on the front line. So now there's just more stacked on her plate, more for her to fight against. So Marty has always been doing big things in the community in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis has a huge gun problem, a high crime rate. I don't know what the crime rate is or how it compares this year, but I know a couple of years ago, I looked it up. I was so proud of being from St. Louis. And then I read somewhere that St. Louis was the #1 most dangerous city in the country. And I was like, wait, St. Louis? I couldn't fathom that. I grew up in St. Louis. I couldn't understand that, but that it is what it is, right? Marty says it's going to be Black Sunday. That's fantastic, Marty. That's fantastic. And I'll make sure exactly, Suli, front, middle, and back line. We need all of that, and then we need the people planning it who don't ever even go out there. My band leader, she doesn't always get in costume. My carnival band leader, she's not always in costume. We're in costume. She prepares us to go out there. So we need everybody doing their part, and everybody has a different part. Steve is creating content for our youth to educate our youth. That's important. That's important. Suli is leading workout sessions every morning. That's important. If I can get to one, it'd be awesome. But that's important. Because I'm hosting these tea time conversations, and why I do it every day is for your mental health and mine. Mine and yours. Self first. And this morning I was really like, I don't feel like going to that damn table. I ain't got shit to say. Really, like this morning, I say that every day, but this morning nothing came to me. I sat at the table, I got my tea, and nothing came. There was no topic jumping out at me. So I see this and I'm like, ooh, I'll talk about the hat. I'll talk about nectarines. How do we take care of ourselves? Rose says there was an article yesterday about a coronavirus party. I saw that this morning. Yesterday, their 30-year-old thought it was a hoax and died. Yes, I saw that this morning. So you know, and this was in Texas. I thought people were only doing that in Florida. But people, idiots, are hosting coronavirus parties, COVID parties, where there's an infected person and everyone else is invited because there's a bet to see who gets it first, or people think it's a hoax, and so why not go? Let's test this out. Well, one of these fools decided to test it out, go to one of these coronavirus party, and he's dead now. I wonder how he feels about that now. Yeah, I know he's dead. Crystal says, thanks because you were in Central West and Central West End, a mere 4 blocks away. What's a coronavirus party? So I think yeah, you got it, Suli. So people are in Florida. It started off in Florida, I believe, where we started hearing about it in Florida, where people were inviting everyone to a party with an infected person and then putting money in the pot to see who gets it first. Yes, like chickenpox parties. Yes, but different. Yes, but different. Yes, in the sense that a chickenpox party, some of the parties is okay. Let me slow down. Yes, because some of the parties is to try to get everybody coronavirus in order to build immunity. The problem is, and that would be like the chickenpox. So there's a couple of different ways it's being done. Some people are doing it because they think it's a hoax. So we can't get it. Let's show everybody we can't get it. Other people are doing it to see who gets it first. There's a bet on who gets it first. And then you have those people who are doing it because they want to build immunity, and so let's invite everybody over and get it and build immunity. So it's happening for all kinds of different reasons. But let me tell you something. The difference is chickenpox can kill, but chickenpox doesn't always kill, and it doesn't kill at the rate that coronavirus kills. And by the time people were having chickenpox parties, I believe there was an understanding about chickenpox. So when my son had chickenpox, I had my daughter climbing all over him. Get it so we can be over with it. Get it because if the younger you are, you get it, the better it is for you. I want you to get it now while he has it so that I'm taking care of you both at the same time and you're both over it and we can move on about life. That's a chickenpox party. I mean, I wasn't having a party. I wasn't inviting other people's kids over, but I surely was like, go hug your brother. Go give your brother some love. Go kiss on your brother. That child never got it. Chelsea never got chickenpox, which makes it dangerous for her at this point. So now she gets the chickenpox vaccine. That's not coronavirus. We don't have an understanding of it. We understand that some people live. We understand that some people suffer for months before they recover. And we understand that some people who recover end up with organ damage lifelong problems because of that one time they had coronavirus. We don't understand coronavirus enough to say, hey, everybody come on. Everybody come on in. No, so you can get it, so you can be immune to it. No, because with chickenpox, you catch it once, it's highly unlikely you're going to catch it again. You can later in life. Usually you don't, but you can. With coronavirus, you can catch it again. So what's the point of trying to expose yourself to the possibility of death now, knowing that even if you get exposed now and you recover now, you can still catch it again? No. Foolishness, people, foolishness. So how do we continue to take care of ourselves? How do we take care of ourselves? What new ways do we come up with when the old ways become boring? It becomes mundane. Okay, I took a walk. So now what? I've taken a walk. And I'm still coming back to the fact that there's knees and necks. People are dying from police brutality. And we're so disjointed, we can't even figure out how the hell to black out on a Tuesday. There are some of us who are really dedicated. I'm not shopping anywhere till I first see if I can find it at a Black-owned business, and then second, see if I can find it at a supporter business, an ally business. And then if not, then I got to go ahead and go to somebody else because I may still need the product. Or maybe I get rid of the need for the product. We're racking up dollars at this table spending with Black-owned businesses. We're racking up dollars spending with Black-owned businesses. But are we staying dedicated to that? I know Erica is posting up every day. Look, this is what I bought. This is what I bought. Look, she's doing better than me. And I'm the one that said, let's post it. Where's everybody else spending with Black-owned businesses? Where's your money? Put your money where your mouth is. We have so much on our plate right now. And then we don't want to I'm tired. I'm tired. There's compassion fatigue. And that's where we are sometimes. And then tomorrow we'll be right back to it. Fight the power. And then the next day we'll be fatigued. How do we address that fatigue? See, normally I get up, I go to work every morning. And then I'm fatigued with that, right? It's where's the balance? Remember yesterday we were talking about supplementing, right? How do we supplement when we have to, and then create a new norm for ourselves where we're not reaching for those supplements to give us what we can't find in our normal diet? How do we shape our diet such that we're not reaching for 20 bottles of supplements? It's the metaphor, people. It's the metaphor. You get it. I'm sure you get it. How do we do that? What about when rowing isn't enough? What do we do next? Steve is suffering. Steve is acting like he's okay. That's why he comes to the table giving us a hard time. Steve needs a good laugh every day. And we need to be there for Steve. How do we do that? What do we do, people? What do we do? We need a party. We need a Zoom party. That's what we need. We need to plan a Zoom party. It's a lot to think about. And this is supposed to be Motivation Monday. So how can we find motivation in this conversation? How can we be motivated? How can we be motivated to move forward in a positive way and to stop when we need to stop and to recognize that we need to stop sometimes? That no matter how much work there is to do, we have to stop sometimes. No matter what's going on in the world with the police brutality, with the Black Lives Matter movement that's been going on for at least 4 years, if not more. I'm pretty sure more. I think it may have gotten under my radar 4 years ago, but I'm sure it started a little bit before that. What do we need to do so that we can truly shut it out? It's not enough just to turn off your electronics. That's not enough. That doesn't get it all the time. How do we truly turn it off and take care of ourselves? and come back to the table refreshed, rebooted. Your words, Steve, rebooted for the fight. That's what I'm going to challenge everybody today to think about. How do you reboot yourself? And how do you continue to reboot yourself when what you did yesterday doesn't work today? It doesn't work for today. My walks don't work. They work to keep my body moving, but they're not working to keep me motivated. So I'm going to be thinking about that myself. Thank you so much for coming. Suli says the table is my reboot. Facebook is free. My friends and I do it often. Just yesterday, we spoke with multiple couples. That's what we need to do. We need to do that more often. And when you need somebody at the table with you, you just reach out. Hey, look, we need to get together. Where's my get together? This is one of my ways too. So as many times and as much as there are days that I don't feel like coming to the table, not that I don't feel like being here with you, I just don't feel like anything, honestly, right? So on those days, having this table to come to helps fuel me for the rest of the day, helps give me purpose for the rest of the day, or helps awaken me, really. Awaken that spirit in me, awaken that perseverance and resilience in me. So you guys continue to come to this table. I'm going to continue to have this table open for everybody to come. I love when you guys come back to the table. Don't be mistaken when I reach out to check in. Again, when I reach out for you to check in, it's only because, I love you. I'm concerned about you. And I want to make sure that during this time, you're doing okay. And when I don't see you at the table on a regular basis, I may reach out and say, hey, check in. It's not to say, hey, justify why you haven't been at the table. It's only to say, hey, let me know you're good. That's it. That's it. We just want to know that you are good. That's it. And if you tell me you're not good, I'm going to tell you, come on, get back to the table. Come get your fuel for the day. Thank you so much for joining me today. Rose, where's my time check? I'm on time on my own today. Come on, man. Rose, you're sleeping. You're sleeping at the table. Rose, get your head up. You guys have a wonderful, glorious day. I'm so glad to... Suli, that would be nice. Anyway, I'm going to get off with that. Yeah, that would be nice if it was a party where everybody got tested. But nah, honey, that's not what it is. It's a party where everybody's trying to get infected. Very stupid. We could spend a whole conversation on the stupid things that people do, right? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me at the table. I love you at my table. You know that. You know that I tell you that every day. If nobody else tells you I love you, you know you're getting some love from me every day. Keep your spirits up. Stay focused. Steve, find a way to reboot. That's what I would say, Steve. Find a creative way to get out. Maybe not to get out around everyone else, but just to get out and have some fresh air. It was very refreshing for me yesterday to be able to do that. Scary, but yet refreshing. So have a wonderful good day, guys. I will see you here tomorrow, same time, same place, with the same cup of tea. Have a great day.